Howdy, everyone. I'm Toe of Twilight Sea, here to save you from whatever it is you need saving from, the rootinest, tootinest cowpoke this side of Board Springs. I tend to deal in fight and boredom, but if the last stream was any indication, rattlesnakes and skeletons aren't much of a problem either. Now let's get into west of Loathing, see if we can get out of Bourne Springs. Alright, I thought that I'd be able to get out of Boring Springs um, by the end of the last stream, but so I've gone to the three places here. Interesting. Hold on, I know this showed me the chat before. Is that just part of the mini feed? Alright, whatever. Oh wait, what am I doing? It's gonna show up on my stream, so that's fine. Uh, anyway, do I want to go to the Fricker Gang hideout? I think I've got enough moxie, but it can't hurt to muck around Dirtwater a little bit. Or not Dirtwater, Boring Springs. We're not at Dirtwater yet. We can collect our bounty on the four horses. 3 horses. I don't know how you spotted her hiding in that mine, but thanks for sending back my dark horse. Sure thing. Looks like my pale horse made it back safe. Thanks for your help. Anytime. Thanks for finding my crazy horse. He was eating loco weed again, wasn't he? Not that I noticed. That's all of them. I can't thank you enough. Here's a little extra for you. Thanks. Afternoon, sir. What can I do for you? Can you sell me a horse? Sure thing. I should warn you, though, horses get mighty attached to their riders. Once you've bought one, you won't be able to change your mind later. Which one are you interested in? So since I'm a beanslinger, I kind of want to dabble into necromancy, and I know it's easier to get into necromancy if you have this pale horse. You get the Next Mex books sooner. I'm not going to be like referring to any guides or anything, but I'm going to be trying to remember what I can. So I'll go with the spooky pale one. That's a good horse if you like that sort of thing. I'll sell it for 1,000 meat. What sort of thing? You know, spooky stuff. Spooky stuff? I don't want to get into particulars. Let's just say she sets a certain tone. Ooh, mysterious. I'll take her. Thanks. Here's the keys. Ride safe. You lose 1,000 meat. Give her a name. So I'm Tina. No, I'm Toa. I guess Puku? It's not very spooky. But I think it's okay. Alright then, Puku the horse. It's got a nice ring to it. Okay. Oh, and I almost forgot. Free with every horse purchase, a complimentary map. Southeast-west map. This is ostensibly a map, though it's mostly blank. Looks like you have to fill the bulk of it out yourself. It's your new horse, Puku. This horse is the look of someone who has seen the madness that dances on the other side of the void. This is the most typical horse you have ever seen. This horse seems uncomfortable when you look directly at her. You can gain some XP by mucking up the horse poop. Step right up, Braid's the name, trade's the game. You seriously doubt his name is Braid. I was already here, but soap for a lock, so I need a soap for the lock. No trades right now, thanks. Yuck. But at least I've gone to the cemetery, so I can tell Doc, hey, I saw the skeletons. Alright, so we went through this again, but Doc Alice continues to pour whiskey down her neck, occasionally stopping to breathe. Is everything alright? That depends on how fast I can get this whiskey into my bloodstream compared to how fast my liver filters it out. And I can't talk and drink at the same time, so... She glares at you meaningfully. What's up? What's the matter, Doc? What's the matter? The whole world's gone to hell in a horse cart, and you ask me what's the matter? Bandits, cow demons, dead men walking? Why don't you go ahead and pick one, and I'll drink to that? Dead men walking? You haven't seen it? Corpses and skeletons staggering around like puppets with half their strings cut, looking to take a bite out of the living. Oh yeah, there was a skeleton in the cemetery. It's nice to get some outside confirmation that I'm not losing my damn mind. But how is that even possible? It isn't possible. It goes against everything I know about medicine. Dead patients don't get back up. Patients? Oh. Ouch. Doc Alice turns away, grimacing. Every doctor loses one now and again. You never get used to it, but, well, it happens. But what doesn't happen is them coming back afterward and looking for revenge. That must be pretty rough. Rough? Buddy, I don't think you comprehend the situation. It's not just patients, it's neighbors, friends, husbands. Oh, indeed. She turns away from you and focuses her attention back on the bottle. Doc Alice sighs exasperatedly. What now? What's the deal with all the TNT? It's so when I feel like I'm about to go, I can blow myself into bits so small there won't be nothing left to come back. That seems drastic. Drastic? Hell! No way I'm taking the risk of becoming one of those things. Fair enough, I suppose. What now? Do you have any idea what's causing the resurrections? Well, I heard a rumor. A rumor? What is it? It's when you get incomplete information from an unverified source. I wonder if that's what the dictionary says a rumor is. Anyway, what I heard is that there's a feller out west that's causing it. A necromancer, they call him. Supposedly he's sending magic out into the world somehow. Magic like the Baneslingers use? Never heard any of Baneslinger raising the dead, have you? Her scowl deepens. That'd be one hell of a can of beans. What now? About that necromancer. Assuming he exists, what about him? Well, maybe someone ought to try and stop him. Doc Alice gives you a sharp look. You? 'Cause I know you ain't talking about me. Yeah, what happens if I say yeah, maybe not? Oh, she doesn't, react or anything. Okay. Why not you? A gray-haired old woman that knows as much about fighting as a squirrel knows surgery? Did you hit your head on a bar stool, kid? You aren't that old. And if I were going to pick someone to go up against a necromancer, it'd be someone who also knows about death, but in a scientific way. A doctor, right? Doc Alice stares hard at you and takes a swig from her bottle, saying nothing. And it sounds to me like you've got plenty of motivation to get the job done, for your friends and everyone. She continues to look at her. You can see the gears turning in her head. It beats doing nothing anyway. It beats locking yourself in a house full of TNT and drinking yourself to death. You aren't even doing any doctoring anymore. She winces and looks away. Then she shakes her head slowly. You seriously expect me to ride out west by myself, chasing a rumor? Doesn't have to be by yourself. I'm heading west too. Tag along with me, and maybe we can find the guy and put a stop to him. It's crazy. Impossible. Impossible, like raising the dead is impossible? Alice crosses her arms and regards you thoughtfully. A spark slowly brightens in her eyes. All right, kid. What the hell? Let's give it a shot. Cool. All right, so now if I leave, I can get Doc Alice as a companion. Let's talk to the other companion. Did I ever get the bar mug? Yeah. Hello? Oh, there we go. Hey, what do you say, Pete? Who, me? Well, heck, I say all kinds of things. For instance, thunderation, there's a spider in my sleeping hole. Uh-huh. Pete takes a swig of his whiskey. Pete notices the shiny rock you're carrying, and his wild eyes light up. That there's a shiny rock you got, stranger. I'll give you 7 meat for that rock. Sell it to him. Sure, here you go. He grabs the rock and sticks it in his belt pouch, grinning. Thank you kindly. You gain 7 meat. Pete notices the nugget of silver you found earlier. I'll take that old nugget of silver off your hands if you like. Give you 81 meat for it. I mean, meat is meat, but silver is silver. I can turn silver into silver bullets and or needles. And you can never have enough needles. I don't think I'm going to sell it to him. Well, as you please. Pete squints and points at the unrefined meat ore nugget you're carrying. You ain't seem like someone got much use for unrefined ore, stranger. I'll buy it off on you for 73 meat. I'll buy it off on you for 73 meat. Sell him the ore. You give him the nug. He chuckles and hands you some meat. Pleasure doing business with ya. Pete's eyes narrow as the gears in his head start to click. He fixes his gaze on you, and the tick in his eyelid seems more pronounced. Listen, kid. All this stuff what I've been buying from you. You've been spending time underground, ain't ya? Well, you listen to old Pete's advice. You stay out of ore hole if you know what's good for you. There's stuff down on the 40th level that ain't worth messing with for a fellow who wants to keep his eyes. If you catch my meaning. Not sure I do, but thanks. I know what he means. Ooh. You already plumbed the depth of this platoon in your own depravity. You should be ashamed of yourself. Sorry. These two are playing poker, or at least trying to. They keep looking back and forth in their hands to the how to play poker card that came with their deck, biting their lips and concentrating real hard. Can I play? They look at you nervously. Look, I have some meat. Let's play. You put 20 meat on the table and sit down before they can say no. One of them shuffles the cards sloppily and deals a new round. You get a pair of 10s, plus a 2, a 3, and a king. Bet crazily. This is why I wanted my moxie to be high enough. Eat this. All in, suckers. Sweat gushes from their faces as they read the how to play poker card again, but eventually they both add 20 meat to the pot. Okay, read 'em and weep. You show them your pair of 10s plus 2, 3 king. The guy on the left has a full house, 2 jacks and 3 aces, and the gal on the right somehow got a straight flush, 2 through 6 in hearts. Outfoxen. Oh, I should have buffed that one. You explain that jacks are worth 9 points each, giving the guy on the left a total of 21 points. And it's to the gal on the right's 20, and you're 25 plus a king. Wait, I have 2 jacks? I wasn't even following. Wait, what even is a 2-3 king? And the king represents King Ralph the Ninth, whom the western colonies revolted against because of unfair taxes, so they owe an extra tax of 10 meat each. They nod in understanding and push more meat across the table at you. You collect your winnings and stand up. They thank you for helping them and learn the game. I still feel like I cheated. But whatever. Howdy, good to see you again, Toa. You tip your hat to the bartender. I found these mugs. Much obliged. You hand in the recovered mugs and collect your bounty. Thanks. Just thought I said howdy. The bartender smiles. Well then, mission accomplished, I reckon. Take your leave. The woman glares at you. Are you Cece Cochran? How do you know my last name? I saw the graves in the cemetery. I'm sorry for your loss. Susie scowls bitterly and mutters into her whiskey. I saw it happen. Saw the whole damn thing and couldn't do nothing about it. The bartender said it was cows? Cows, right. I don't know what those things are, but they ain't cows. Not anymore. What happened? It was a raid. See, Ma and Pa used to ranch cattle back before they came home. Pa didn't make it, but Ma and I managed to rebuild. We ranched pigs instead, and she left me the place when we passed. Go on. Well, I guess a passing herd sniffed out that it used to be a cow ranch, and they attacked. A couple days ago. Happened so fast I didn't even have time to keep it and my rifle out of the gun safe. Cows smashed in the front door, and a fire started out back by the root cellar. House went up in blazes, just like that. What did you do? There wasn't anything I could do. Couldn't get upstairs to the kids because of the fire, and I saw Tim trampled right in front of me. She drains her glass. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. Sorry. She refills her mug from a bottle on the bar and doesn't reply. What will you do now? Head west, I suppose. Nothing keeping me here, and no desire to stay. I can't leave without my rifle, though. Why not? It was Miles' rifle. It's all I got left to anybody. Where is it? Left it at the ranch like a damn fool. Listen, can I ask you a favor? I need someone to go get it for me. Yeah, I'll go get it. I don't know why she can't get it for herself, but I guess she probably just doesn't want to go back where all that stuff happened. Oh yeah, I speak Goblin now. I should go tell Gary that because someone wants him dead. Oh yeah, his name is Gary. The Goblin shouts, I'm Gary. Hi, Gary. Hi, hello. Hello, I am Gary. Who are you? Introduce yourself. Well, I'm Toa. Hello, Toa. Good to meet you. What Toa doing down here? Be honest. Well, Gary, to be honest, the bartender sent me down here to kill you. Gary wrinkles his nose. Hey, what? That being terrible idea. Bartender not being good idea, man. Gary wants to popping, but not here. Too close to home. Gary wants to popping far up and high away. New Gary everywhere. Man, goblins are freaking weird. Settle down, Gary. Gary doesn't like to settling. Gary wants to traveling and popping. If Toa going far up and high away, maybe taking Gary with you, eh? Eh? I'll think about it. So, I'm probably not going to pick Gary to be my companion. Just, I don't know. I know he's fun and people like him, but I kind of like the more serious roleplay, and I also like, I like the fighting styles and like abilities of the other ones. I guess Susie isn't that useful. I don't think she has that many useful abilities. But Doc Alice can heal and like destroy skeletons, though I'm not sure if I'll be able to deploy the skeleton in Fort All Dead if I have her with me. She might frown on that. I don't want to leave yet. I promised Susie that I'd go get her rifle. Cochrane Ranch, established 1891. So this is 1895. All the water in this trough is boiled away. Susie's ranch house is burned to the ground. The outhouse is the only thing still standing. Something behind this door is making some pretty awful noises. Go through it anyway. That's all burned up too. Looks like somebody was in the middle of fixing a knife. Grab it. Varmint skin and knife. Excellent. These pies were not safe. Cartwheel into danger. This thing looks angry. You're not gonna make it to that safe without dealing with it. Deal with it. Yeah, you deal with it, you Pyrobo. It's got hot resistance, so it's not going to take too much for my Lava Faba. Ooh, my melee attack is actually pretty good. I don't think it's a physical attacker. I think it's probably going to be attacking with magic, so armor isn't going to help. So I'm just going to whack it. Yeah, see, magic. But it's dead. Oh, I seem to not have the combat sounds up. My bad. You defeated that nasty cow skull floating in a cloud of flame. Hooray. Oh, combat sounds. There we go. Guns. Is the Cochran family's gun safe? Cochran's family gun. Wait. It's an old rifle, but it has obviously been well cared for. There are 6 little notches carved into the stock. And let's go deal with the Fricker gang. I'm trying to play a good guy, so I'm just gonna be nice. Thud Fricker, the Fricker gang's intrepid lookout, appears to be taking a nap. You poke Thud with your boot. He slowly gets to his feet. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Thud is, well, let's say he's no Rhodes Scholar. If we assume that it's 7 years from now and that idiom makes sense. You feel bad about the idea of killing him. Walk away, Thud. Thud, you don't walk this life. Take a hike. Okay, you're probably right. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Okay, you're probably right. Thud stumbles off into the desert. He'll probably be fine. You got the perk. Honorable. You got a strong moral compass and an accurate ethical protractor. See, I've forgotten a lot of this text stuff, so I'm glad I came back to this because it is really fun. It's a pile of random stuff the Fricker gang stole. Finders keepers. Yeah, I'm real honorable, alright. A pair of silver cufflinks. If you wore fancier shirts, you might have some use for these. Stealthily Toa. One of the Fricker boys is dozing in a bathtub. Psst, can you pass the soap? He mumbles and hands you a bar of soap before sinking deeper into both sleep and the tub. Dr. Sweckleton's Pure Castile soap. Where this comes from, they call it thope. I don't get it. Tie him up. You grab a nearby length of rope and carefully tie his hands together, and then to the handles of the tub. The sheriff can come collect him later. Let sleeping bandits lie. Alright, let's see if I have enough moxie. And outfoxing. A little more moxie can't hurt. You cautiously approach the Fricker gang. They're pretty engrossed in their poker gang, so it doesn't actually require that much caution. You hide behind a barrel and eavesdrop on their conversation for a while. The one with the eye patch is quiet, but you gather that his name is Snipe, and the squirrely one is his brother Wimpy. What's your play here? I'm gonna approach them and talk. Howdy, boys. Demolion? The one with the eye patch raises an eyebrow at you. Who are you? How'd you get past Thud and Soapy? His name is Soapy. What do you want? It's Bimmy. It's Bimmy, your brother. He squints at you. Bimmy? You ain't Bimmy. Sure I am. Ask me anything. I am too. Back me up here, Snipe. Oh, I'm talking to Wimpy. Duh. I am so, Bimmy. I stole some Rube's face. Ha! You always did have a knack for face rustling. What's new here, Bimmy? We gotta get out of here, and fast. Asked Wimpy. The Pinkertons are onto us, and they'll be here any minute. Dag nabbit. Come on, Snipe. Let's hightail it. I'll catch up. I'll catch up with you guys later. Wimpy nods. He and Snipe hurriedly pack their belongings up and flee the cave. You congratulate yourself on your attentiveness, memory, and strong interpersonal skills. Let's grab the door and skedaddle. I wonder if they left any here. Oh, cool, a mug. It's the sheriff's door. You got it. This should go back to the sheriff as soon as possible. The door from the Boring Springs jail's only cell. A pile of the frickers and ill-gotten gains. Nice. So there's nothing in the barrel. I didn't have to shoot anybody. Okay, so I think the last thing to do is return this to Susie and the mugs. You find my rifle yet, stranger? Yep, here she is. Susie's eyes well up with tears as you hand her the rifle, and she roughly scrubs her sleeve across her face before any of them spill over. Thanks, stranger. I didn't catch your name? I'm Toa. Thanks, Toa. Can't really say what this means to me. She looks at the rifle for a long moment, then looks back up at you. She sighs. Well, that's enough wallowing in misery. Time for me to hit the road. If you want me to tag along when you head west, just say the word. Sounds good, Susie. Damn, I kind of want to make Susie my companion now. 'Cause if I recall correctly, Pete can give you extra money for the, Don't sell it to him. No, I'm gonna hold on to it. Because Pete can give you extra money when you, like, mine for ore and stuff. Susie, I can't remember what exactly you can get out of it. Like, she'll show you new stuff, but if you're not, like, a cow puncher, I don't think you can, like, find the source of the... Oh, wait, no, you can. It's just that the barn is burned down, that's right. So maybe I will take her with me. I can't quite remember what she does, but it might be fun. And it won't limit my ability to, Hey, can I get a lock? Wait, don't I have 3 rattlesnakes? Oh, no, because I didn't kill the rattlesnakes until after I got the varmint skin and knife. Oh, well. I'll take some dynamite for this needle. Wait, no, I needed the needle. Nope, I still have a needle. Okay, I'm good. I see the Fricker gang hasn't put a stop to your breathing. Did you rescue my cell door? You hand the sheriff You hand the sheriff his door, and he hangs it back on its hinges. Nice work, stranger. This here prison cell just got about 4 times more secure. Are there any Fricker boys left for me to round up? Yeah, 1 or 2 that are asleep on the job. I'll go round them up shortly then. Looks like I owe you a reward. He produces a big bag of meat. You gain 400 meat. Got another little task for you if you got the time. Should be a lot simpler than the last one. What you need? Well, the Frickers busted the lock when they took the door. Gonna need a new lock. I just so happen to have one. That'll do nicely. The sheriff puts the lock on the cell door, then accidentally drops the key and it clatters into the cell. Hellfire. Don't suppose you know how to pick a lock, stranger? You got a needle handy? I'll see what I can do. You definitely picked the lock. I unlocked your cell door for you. The sheriff walks into the cell and picks up the key. He looks around for a place to hide it and eventually sticks it under his hat. Thank you kindly, stranger. If Boring Springs ever gets any more criminals, they'd better watch out. That's a good job for you. That's a good job you done. Don't mention it. Here, have this as a souvenir of your time in Boring Springs. Replica sheriff badge. It's a plastic facsimile of the sheriff's badge. He usually gives them to children who tour the jail. I could be a child. I could be a children. I'm not wearing pants. Guys, have I been walking around here with no pants on this entire time? Like, boots are okay. You can walk around on the hot sand and it'll suck. But walking around without pants on, that's just asking to die of embarrassment. If I'm not going with Gary, I could make some money by killing him. But I talked to him. He's not a bad goblin. What's that lady have against goblins anyways? Yeah, I'm gonna leave Gary to his devices. So I think I've done everything here. Let's go to Dirtwater. Once you leave Boring Springs, you won't be able to come back. Any unfinished business you've got will remain forever. Are you sure you want to leave? I mean, I didn't go check out the hard hat. We might as well go. Orhold Mine. You suddenly remember that weird thing that Pete said about the level 40. Is that a real thing? Where do you want to send the cargo elevator? It's a strange black chest. Open the chest. A wave of nausea hits you as you slide the heavy lid off the chest. Inside there is a hat. It looks evil, and not in an abstract way. It has eyes, and they look like the eyes of a murderer, and it has teeth, which looks like the teeth of an animal who would be a murderer if animals understood the concept of murder. Put it on. You have a sense of foreboding. Something tells you this is a bad idea. It's me. I'm telling you that this is a bad idea. If you put this hat on, you won't ever be able to take it off, and things will be much harder for you. It will be as if your life is a game, and that game's difficulty level is greatly increased if you catch my meaning. I mean, I can probably do it, but it's more fun to be able to put on different hats. Which I can't do. If I put the hard hat on, I can't take it off and put other hats on top of it. So, yes, I'm ready to leave. Alrighty then. You're properly horsed and ready to start your new life in the West. All you need now is a partner, somebody to share the trail with, somebody you can rely on for emotional and combat support. Who will you take with you? Not recommended to go alone. So I think I decided I'm going to take Susie on this one. You pop back to the saloon and collect Susie. You consult the southeast west map the ostler gave you. It only lists two things: the town of Dirtwater and the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company's westernmost camp. MDRC. Head for Dirtwater. Here I am. It's your partner. What's new, Susie? I'd like to check up on some of the ranches in these parts. See how bad the cows are getting. Alright. Do you know some? Not in great detail, but I know roughly where a few are, or at least were. Guess we'll just have to see. There's one not too far from here. If we're looking to go at a move on westward, I reckon a train is the way to go. Didn't that map the hostler gave you have a mark for some railroad company or other? Might be worth checking out. Good idea. And we're going to want to set our restop on point by talking to... Ooh, look at his mustache. Well, howdy there. Always nice to see a new face in town. Welcome to the Jewel Saloon. Hi, thanks. I'm Toa. Glad to know you, Toa. Folks around here just call me Lloyd. What can I do for you? Nice to meet you, Lloyd. I saw the sign out front advertising a room. That's right. Finest room in the house. And plenty of room for your partner, too. You interested? How much does it cost? Well, that's where you're in luck. The previous tenant was a banker fella, and he paid a month in advance right before getting himself killed by bandits. You seem like a decent sort, so the room's yours if you want it. Gratis. Gratis. Wow, great. Anything else? Need any help with anything? Well, if you're handy with mechanical type stuff, there's something wrong with our piano player. Our piano player. I thought the music sounded a little off. Yeah, it's not supposed to sound like that. I'll see what I can do. Thanks. I'd have poked around in it myself, but I lost the key. This is taking a sudden strange turn. It's your partner. Hey, Susie, what do you think of the place? It's all right. Town's a bit busy for my taste, but it makes a change from being on the road. Gotta wash the dust off once in a while, right? Yep. Then you can go back out and collect some fresh new dust. These guys must have fallen asleep during a brawl. Let's not. Yep. Let's not insult ourselves. Because if I get too angry from losing fights, I pass out and yeah. There's a postcard on this little table. Nice view from up here. This is a blank postcard. Maybe you should write to your family back home. In case you don't know how the mail works, you send these by going to a building called a post office and you give it to the correspondence wizard who works there. What's up, boss? That gal doesn't look like she's in the mood to talk. They're engrossed in conversation. Leave them be. Ooh, a spittoon. This is a spittoon, which is a sort of brass bucket that people spit into instead of spitting on the floor, because not spitting at all is not an option in this society, I guess. I say this despite knowing that you're already intimately familiar with spittoons already. Sicko. Inspect it. Look, the Jewel Saloon is pretty nice as saloons go. Actual glass in the window, more than two kinds of drink, a poker room instead of a cockfighting pit. But this spittoon is still a spittoon. The rancid Tabasco spit inside it isn't a fancy rancid Tabasco spit. Inspect it. Here we go again. Alright, fine. You are now hunkered down next to a brass filth bucket, which has probably never been cleaned or emptied because you're near the desert and the ambient humidity around here is pretty low. Low enough that the spit evaporates nearly as quickly as it accumulates. So that's good, right? No, that's bad, because it's only the water part of the spit that evaporates. This brass bucket is half full of the rest of the spit, the toxins and filth that don't evaporate. Several years' worth, distilled and concentrated until it's the consistency of molasses. People aren't allowed to flick cigarette butts into this spittoon anymore because they bounce out. Search it. You're about to put your hand into a bucket of something the color and viscosity of maple syrup, except instead of maple, it's flavored with the insides of the mouths of people who chew cigars instead of smoking them and have never brushed their teeth. Yeah, yeah, Lord. It feels like putting your hand into a bucket of lukewarm tapioca pudding, except instead of tapioca, it's basically poison. It smells like somebody ran over a skunk, waited a week, and then set it on fire. It feels like your hand is dissolving. Keep searching. You found something. You found a tacky, filth-covered porcelain cow figurine. A useless, disgusting thing that will make a great heirloom for your children, assuming you're still able to have any, and you hate them. You got an item. A filthy porcelain cow. You have to hold this little porcelain cow upside down because it's filled with tobacco spit, and you don't want it to spill out the little hole in the bottom of it. Wait, why wouldn't I want it to? Why wouldn't I want to empty the cow? This item goes in your offhand. Hooray! So, that's higher spell damage, but this gives me a boost to muscle and moxie, and I think it's better to be a little, more well-rounded. The old man stares off in the distance, listening to the piano. Try to talk to him. He doesn't react to you at all. The piano player is not very good at his job. Try to fix him. Ah, I don't have a needle. You lift up the player's coat. You lift up the piano player's coat to reveal the hatch on his back that leads to his innards. It's locked, but it's not a very good lock. These guys are having a spirited discussion about guns, and which of theirs is nicer. They're talking, and then they pull out the guns. I'm not gonna buy any slop. So it's a bar sign that says "See bartender for darts." Hey, how come they're allowed to drink without hats on? Stage. Ah, right. Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise playing in the street, gonna get you DMCA'd. Hey, what are you doing here? Employees only, bud. Oh, sorry, I was just, looking around. So you're the nosy type, eh? Well, I prefer adventuresome. As it happens, there's something you can do for me. I'm out of saltpeter, Peter. I need someone to go pick me up some more. Saltpeter? Isn't that used to make gunpowder? And other things. Look, who's the chef here? Me or you? Okay, where can I find it? Your best bet's a military camp, because it's used to make gunpowder. Shut up. The next one is Fort Cowardice. They keep it in little green jars. The chef marks the fort on your map. Okay, be right back. This lady is too busy washing dishes to pay attention to you. The shelf is full of canned bottled ingredients and boxes of slop helper. You need help to make slop? Hey, Lloyd. Who's that old man by the piano? Oh, that's old Ellsbury. Tragic fella he is. He's a writer and a poet. Came out west to sell his stories, but nobody was buying. Too weird his stories. Fantastical like. Too bad. I love that stuff. Well, don't matter much now anyhow. He had to get normal work to make ends meet. Did passing well as a prospector until one day he lost his mind and a mind. He did what now? You know what I mean. He saw something. Something that made him stop telling his weird tales. Made him stop talking near completely, come to that. He just stands there by the piano nowadays. Seems to calm him down. And as long as he doesn't make any trouble, I don't mind him too much. Feel a little sorry for him, to be honest. Poor fella. Can I get some darts? Hmm? The sign on the dartboard says to see you for darts. Oh, sorry. All the darts got broken months ago. That's disappointing. I'll have a shot of bourbon. Coming right up. Dirtwater bourbon. This is a glass of famous Dirtwater bourbon, which is famous mostly for having visible chunks of dirt in it. Ew. I think I'm gonna pass on that. I'll stick my hand in this spittoon, but I'm not gonna drink bourbon that has dirt in it. I have Stagnabbit. Advanced Beancraft, disposable binoculars. I have a shovel. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I need any more of these. This is a cookbook. A cookbook specializing in bean recipes. It includes a chapter about making human-sized or larger automatons and binding them to your will to help you with kitchen tasks. Gives Bean Golem, a combat skill which summons a powerful golem to fight for you. There's an article about butter and an article about beans, and the juxtaposition gives you an idea. A spell that reduces an opponent's muscle, mysticality, and moxie. There's a chapter about cooking bean dishes so small that they have to be served intravenously. A skill that helps you regenerate health during combat. That's good. Your bloodstream is chock full of tiny beans, which in turn chock full of restorative proteins. You master the art of microscopic bean conjuration and fill your bloodstream with restorative proteins. Unfortunately, you get distracted by your newfound vigor that you misplaced the book. Aww. Since I don't have Susie to heal me, I might as well heal myself. Or no, I have Susie. I don't have Doc Alice. This little girl is selling flowers. Buy some. Thank you, mister. Sweet smelling flowers. These flowers smell really good. This item goes in your offhand. That's probably better than the porcelain cow. I wonder if I should sell the porcelain cow. If I find something that I want to buy. Dirt water. Dirtwater Post Office. Sponsored by LT&T. I get it, I think. Big cabin full of post office boxes. One of those newfangled telegraph machines. Hi, I'm Toho Z. Any mail for me? Nope. Darn. Well, I'd like to send a postcard. Alrighty, let's have it. You write a quick note to Rufus letting him know that what you've been up to and that you're okay. That'll be... Oh, it's one of the prepaid cards. That'll be 0 meat then. Thanks. The clerk clears her throat. Howdy, are you the sheriff here? No, we don't currently have a sheriff. Offer to be sheriff. I could be the sheriff, maybe. Do you have law enforcement experience? Not really. Have you ever been to sheriff school? No. Do you have any existing relationship with Dirtwater's local government? Are you familiar with any local ordinances? Do you even live here? No. Then what, may I ask, in tarnation makes you think you'd be qualified to be the sheriff? I just assumed. You just assumed that you could mosey into town and become sheriff on the first day. When you put it that way. She snorts. If I had 5 meat for every wide-eyed looking looking kid who wandered in here thinking they're the most dead, important tenderfoot to ever strap on an iron, I wouldn't need this dead-end clerking job. I was expecting. If I have 5 meat for every wide-eyed protagonist-looking kid who wanders in here thinking they are the most important tenderfoot to ever strap on iron, I'd have 10 meat, which isn't much, but it's funny that it happened twice. Sorry. It's okay. Like I said, it happens all the time. Need any help until you find a new sheriff? Sure. If you're any good with a gun, there's always somebody in need of some justice. Wanted posters are back here. Cells are over yonder. She points behind her and off to the right, respectively. It's a wanted poster. No, wait, you misread it. It's a wasted poster? Close enough. Read it. Wasted. The Stripy Hat Gang. For grand theft, paint, and tasteless hat vandalism. Last seen in the vicinity of Cavern Canyon. 1,000 meat reward. Interesting. Dirty, rotten paint thieves and low-down, no-fashion sense hat vandals. Despicable. Okay, don't judge other people for their fashion sense, okay? Want to go after them? Yes. Discover a new map location. Cavern Canyon. It's a wanted poster. Or a wanted poster, if accuracy is important. It says, Wanted, the House in the Desert Gang. For mortgage payment, squatting, and general public nuisance. Also for murdering 2 collection agents. Yeah, that's kind of a big one. Last seen at the house in the desert. You wonder if the house is named after them, or if they're named after the house. In any case, at least their location is unambiguous. Want to go after them? Yes. You take note of the location of the house and resolve to bring the house gang to justice. Empty cell, empty cell, empty cell, empty cell. This empty cell is all ghostly. So even dying won't save you from having to serve out your sentence. Maybe my head's too big? That is... I was wondering about his tiny hat. I don't normally talk to the NPCs walking around, but yeah. Morning, fella. Or afternoon. Or whatever. I think I'll have to Avion. It uses real fire. I mean, electricity was just invented, so they might have electric heaters. Nice view from up here. Use your binoculars. You spy a small cemetery ways north of town. You discovered a new map location, the Graveyard. You pitch the binoculars in a nearby trash can. See, why can't I just keep and use the same binoculars? Never was much for city living. Too crowded and noisy. I imagine we'll be back on the trail soon enough. Puku whinnies as you approach. Comb her mane. She neighs with whispery gratitude. Aww. So what was I gonna do? Okay. So we have our options. Might as well go all the way up to the railroad camp first. You hear a rattling noise behind you, another rattling noise off to your left, and a third rattling noise from somewhere ahead. You conclude that you've either stumbled into a nest of babies or a nest of rattlers. A quick glance confirms that it's the latter. Not unexpectedly, really. This is no place for babies. Why? Because there's so many rattlesnakes? This might actually help here. Wait, is blood beans not a power? But just, it makes me... Okay. What? A wrathful rattlesnake. They're all wrathful rattlesnakes. And shoot her target for 11. Oh, that's a lot of poison. Oh, it's right, it's a regeneration. That's cool. Kapow. Oh man, her gun sounds so much cooler. I'll be honest, I was kind of worried about venturing all the way to the railroad company because I know this area is like divided into 3 areas, and like this first area here is like for the lower level, but the railroad company is in the middle level, which is a little bit harder. But I seem to be doing okay. Though that regeneration power isn't all that useful. But being golem would probably be more useful. This guy should never be put in charge of a switch. He's too busy playing with his watch to get any work done. Ask him where he got it. Say, that's a nice watch. Where'd you get it? I bought it from this gal what runs the store down south of here. Name of Buttonwillow. Buttonwillow makes something. Where's the store exactly? Oh, you can't miss it. It's right in between a cactus and a different cactus. He points to a spot on your map. You discovered a new map location. Buttonwillow McKittrick store. Thanks. Don't mention it. Mention it. No, really, thanks a lot. The man furrows his brow. Sure, don't mention it. I mean it. I really appreciate you telling me where that store is. His eyes narrow. Really, it's no trouble at all. Don't mention it. I mean it. Mention it. I've run out of ways to say thank you, but I really want you to know that I'm very grateful for your help. His face starts to turn red. Do not mention it. He looks about ready to punch you if you don't knock it off. Okay, don't mention it. The old steaming elephant. Yep, the good old stem teamer. The old steel cabbage. Yep, the good old piston rhino. The old bronze cabbage. Yep, the good old steel boat. The old coal beast. Yep, the good old metal bear. She's not getting much track-light, but she's an expert whistler. I recognize that as a tune. I had it on a record back home. You approach the beleaguered-looking man with tiny glasses. Howdy there. Who's in charge of this outfit? If I'm being charitable, I'd say it's the fella over there in the white hat is the foreman. He points to the man next to the huge pile of rocks. And if you're not, he smiles. Then I'd say that paper-backed idiot over there in the absurd white hat is the fellow you're looking for. All right, thanks. Hi, are you in charge? I was wondering if there's anything I can do to help you. You want to know something? I love trains. Oh. Wait, I'm not saying it right. I like trains. Ever since I was a little boy. Huge, magnificent roaring beasts. They were magical to me, like dragons. When the opportunity arose to take on management of this rail line, I jumped on it like a shot. And you know what I learned? What? Organizing and building and running one of these operations is the most amazing pain in the ass you will ever imagine. You want to help? Congratulations, you're the new foreman. I'm going home to play with my models. Swell. Guess I'm the boss now? The man looks you up and down. Well, now, I suppose you can't be any worse than the last clown. He extends his hand. Name's me. I'm your assistant. What's the situation? Well, I'm sure you didn't miss seeing this giant pile of rocks blocking our path. The surveyor say there isn't any suitable. Bleh. The surveyors say there isn't any other suitable mountain pass, so we can't reroute around it, even if we have the amounts it would take. Any ideas? Well, by my calculation, we could dynamite it clear without too much trouble. Problem is, it'll take a lot of dynamite. A whole year's worth, I figure. We used to keep that much on hand for emergencies such as this one, but a pack of goblins stole it all. Sneaky little varmints. Alright, I'll get it back with you. Glad to hear it. Goblins are holed up in Gustafson's Gulch. It's a real rough place. You might want to spend some time getting at the lay of the land and honing your fighting skills before you head that way, especially if you plan to go in guns blazing. I'd rather not. We don't need that specific dynamite, though, and you can lay your hands on it and be fine, so long as there's enough of it. I'll look into it. So there are people just sitting on the train. What's the holdup? I'm sure it won't be long. Off to the side of the trail, you notice one of those weird cacti shaped like coffee cups. I don't have foraging. I'm gonna do some shopping. You need anything? Trail mix? Nah, I'm good. Okay. This barrel smells like pickles and looks like an empty pickle barrel. At first you're excited because you think this barrel is full of pickles, but they turn out to be novelty rubber pickles. Novelty what? Shelves laden with various goods. Alright. The woman behind the counter stares at you with a huge grin on her face. She gestures at the goods she got for sale. More bean craft. Oh, I don't have enough money. Rattlesnake skin. I don't need more muscle. Healing is good. I don't need the bourbon. I don't need the porcelain cow. Do I want to sell the cufflinks? Like, needles. I do need needles. I guess I could sell the wooden board, but why does she want the wooden boards so much that she would... Oh, she's got desert eating and drinking. Well, I can always come back here after I make some money. Past an abandoned campsite, and an old crate catches your eye. On closer inspection, you find it's nailed shut. Maybe the campers used to sit on it and then forgot to take it with them? Their loss is your gain, if you have a crowbar to pry it open with. You bet. You crack open that walnut and help yourself to the delicious nut meats inside. This rope has already been tied into a lasso for your convenience, which is lucky because you have no idea how to tie a lasso. Time was these would have been brads, but nowadays man does not live by brad alone. This patent medicine promises to increase the volume and viscosity of your blood. Increases your maximum HP by 10 for the rest of the day. Not bad. Cures poison. This substance cures poisoning by making you vomit. But luckily medical science has confirmed that vomiting is the cure to basically every type of poisoning. In a manner of speaking. You'd think they'd have surveyed the route and had a plan for this already. At least they stopped the train in time. Yeah, that would have been quite a surprise. A ghostly translucent bandit on a ghostly translucent horse rides up and points his ghostly translucent rifle at you, demanding all your ghostly translucent valuables. I mean, he doesn't actually specify that your valuables should be ghostly and translucent, but it doesn't seem like he'd have any use for regular ones. Huh, I shouldn't be able to run away without the dark horse. Spooky resistance 100%. I don't know how he attacks, so I might regret not putting up armor. Ooh, ow. That hurt quite a bit. You showed that bandit you aren't afraid of any ghostly translucent jerks. You got a bit of ectoplasm. You're not sure what part of art of the ghost this is. Probably better not to think about it. Cave door has been boarded up. Pry off the crowbars. Those boards can't hide from your prying eyes or your prying crowbar. I see. This door has like 15 deadbolts on it. The note tacked to it says, "Please don't open this door unless you want to get eaten by a giant spider. Even then, don't open it because the rest of us don't want to get eaten by a giant spider." It isn't even signed, so you can hardly be expected to take it seriously. You can see the gang on the other side of this pile of junk, but you're not going to be able to get to them from this end. Maybe if you had more legs, you'd be able to pick your way through. The tunnel behind this opening goes straight up. There's no way to get through it unless you're a huge spider. Danger, spider. Okay, so I can only pick one of these boxes. The medicine and the booze are stuff that I can buy elsewhere. I think I can get... Ooh, a fancy knife. This is the kind of knife you'd wield at a fancy cocktail party. You dig through the crate. It's mostly full of packing straw, but you find a pretty fancy knife at the bottom. You hear a sudden chittering coming from that big hole behind you. You must have a death wish standing this close to that thing. You should leave right now before that spider eats you. I'm a crab. No way are you going back in there. It's your partner. Danger. A spider. One of us better watch the horses. They ain't gonna do us much good drug off into a hole somewhere. Okay, you wait here and I'll shut if I need you. You hear a horrible skittering noise, followed by a scream, followed by more horrible skittering noises, followed by more screams, followed by some rattling noises, followed by muffled screams. Then there's more skittering, then silence. Go inside. Don't go inside. The gang has been prepped for spider consumption. Danger. Kitchen. Why is the kitchen dangerous? This poor chef has changed the wall. His eyes widen as you approach. Hey, you're not one of them. Are you here to rescue me? Let me get back to you on that one. Since I'm not, like, looking at any... Those are some suspicious looking rocks. Looks like this place needs a new bartender. What's this? He had a jar harp in his pocket. Maybe they killed him for playing the jar harp too much. It's a little twanger. You can plunk it if you like. Stick the twanger in your mouth and plunk it as best you can. Let's switch out our crowbar for this guy. It's got moxie, so it'll increase our gun damage, and it does more like physical damage to itself, which is also good. The music just got really loud all of a sudden on me, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Hopefully you can still hear it. I could play this game for hours, honestly. Alright, let's take them to Dirtwater. You stack the cocoons on the back of your horse, except for one, which Susie carries on her shoulder, and head back to the Dirtwater jail. Turn him in. Is that the Stripey Hat Gang? What happened to him? They had a run-in with a giant spider of justice. Fortunately, the reward is for results rather than explanations. Groovy. Another wanted poster. The poster reads, Wanted, the Potemkin Gang, for unlicensed civil engineering and flaunting of construction regulations. Last seen in an unregistered settlement north of Dirtwater. Poster shows the location of the suspicious city the gang is hiding out in. Want to check it out? Sure. You note the location and resolve to bring these unlicensed builders to justice. Howdy, what can I do for you? Just wanted to say hi. Hi. Well, I best be getting back to work. She coughs as if to say you should be doing something more important. Ooh, a silversmith's house. Howdy, Susie. There's another ranch out this way, the Butterfield Ranch. Dairy farm, mainly. Alright, we can check it out. What do you think we should do next? That fella Smee in the railroad camp said it was going to need a whole mess of dynamite to clear the way for the tracks. Might be we want to track that down for him. Well, he said it was stolen by a bunch of goblins from Gustafson Gulch, right? Hell, my rifle works just as good as goblins as on anything else. Silver bullet making apparatus. Help yourself. The workbench has a little burner and a crucible for melting silver things and some bullet molds. It seems pretty straightforward. There's also a vise. You could smash silver bullets into needles if you wanted to. Make 1 bullet from the silver nugget, make 3 bullets from the silver cufflinks, and we're going to make some needles. Alright. We just going to bust in and loot the joint? It's okay, look at all the dust all over everything. This guy checked out ages ago. Fair enough, let's do it. There's a note on the safe reading. I forgot the darn carbonation to this confounded thing. If you can open it, you're welcome to what's inside. It looks like a tricky one. I don't even have safe cracking 1, let alone safe cracking 3. The shelf looks picked over. You find a couple things that still look edible. Instant grits and plum pudding. If you got enough grit, you don't even need to add water. They call this plum pudding because it's made of goat milk extracted from plum butters. That I'm not gonna pretend that makes sense. A spittoon, at least. It looks like a spittoon, but it's next to the bed. It might actually be a bedpan. Investigate it. What, really? I mean, if it's just a spittoon, that's bad enough. But it might be a bedpan, and that would be way worse. Investigate it. I feel like maybe you aren't getting what I'm saying. We're talking about an object that someone probably uses when they wake up in the middle of the night and can't be bothered to walk to the outhouse. And the best you can hope for is that maybe they only use it to spit nighttime tobacco juice into, in which case it's only full of rancid, congealing tobacco spit. I'm investigating. Are you even listening to me, or are you just sort of skimming past the text? Bedpan. I'm pretty sure there's treasure in there, and you aren't stopping me. Bedpan. Shut up, I'm investigating. Okay, fine, have it your way. Your own filthy, disgusting way. It turns out to probably not be a bedpan, but it's definitely a spittoon, and it's definitely filled with rotting brown spit. Fish around in it. What is wrong with you? Bite me. Oh, good God. Okay, you plunge your hand in up to the wrist. It makes a gloop noise and breaks a thin skin of congealing toxins that was previously keeping the dire smell in relative check. Now you are choking in a miasma of oily, bitter chaw stink. You know that feeling you get when you're about to puke? How you get that taste way back in the rear corners of your mouth? The metallic tang by the root of your tongue like you're sucking on a corroded old penny? Just tell me what I found already. You found a filthy, slime-colored covered old brooch. Are you happy? I bet you're going to put it on without even watching it first. This brooch wouldn't be much smaller if it weren't for the thick. This brooch would be much smaller if it weren't for the thick layer of tarnished and dry tobacco spit. Ooh, it boosts all my stats. Maybe I will. So there. Alright, yeah, I think that's way more valuable than the armor. Wasn't really doing anything for me. A twin bed. The silversmith must have been a bachelor. Or a half-wit guy with a half-wit spouse. The bookshelf contains like 90 copies of Johnny Tremaine. There's something weird about it, though. It's too neatly organized. Like maybe the guy was hiding something. Search for secrets. Tucked behind one of the books, you find a small envelope filled with receipts. About half of them are from a shop called the Silver Plater. He was crooked! The silversmith was selling his fakes! Oh well, he's gone now, and so are most of his customers. No sense in stirring up trouble past this point. You write down the location of the shop. Might come in handy. You covered it in a new map location, the Silver Plater. It's weird that a silversmith would leave his tools out in the open like this. Bullets is all anyone uses silver for anymore. Fella probably got sick of doing it. Ah. You discover what is either an open grave or a very deep and rectangular pothole. Jump in and see what you find. Well, if it's a pothole, it must have been here a very long time, because you found the remains of an antique traffic accident. Burial whiskey. In the West, it's important to stay drunk all times, even if you're dead. Grave dirt. It's like regular dirt, but spookier. Increase your spooky resistance. You got an item. Old wedding ring. The honeymoon is definitely over for this old tarnished silver thing. Ooh, silver. I can go back to the silversmith's house and turn it into bullets. It's a haystack. Dig through it. Hey, a needle. Another ranch burned down by friggin' cows. Damn, that steams me something fierce. Guess we should go check for survivors. Hey, needle. It's a crate. Open it up. A bar full of soap. Full canteen. This is some very old water in a very old canteen. Drinking it would probably give you tetanus, which was discovered very recently. Between the smoke and the noise, you're guessing the contents of this outhouse are more dangerous than average outhouse contents. Fight. Open the door. Oh, I just remembered what this place is. Susie carves another notch in the stock of her rifle. Cow hate flashes in her eyes. Her resolve intensifies. Susie has become stronger. The outhouse is now safe as outhouses. By the soft light of the fading embers, you see a glint of light from below. You hold your nose with one hand as you fish out your prize with the other. You got an item, toilet's pistol. This pistol is pretty comprehensively toileted up. Oh, great. Deals stench damage instead of physical. See, if I was like actually role-playing, I wouldn't use any of the gross stuff. Maybe I shouldn't have. I know that you can get like a achievement for not touching the things at all. This pistol is pretty comprehensively toiled up. Is it better than deputy pistol? No. It applies poison to my enemies. But there's a lot of things that are probably resistant to poison. Mary Stearns died February 18th, 1894, so that was a year ago. Died 1895. This flower is smoking. Pick it. Ow, ow, ow. You gotta smoke an item. Smoking chrysanthemum. Died in 1895. Okay, and it was pretty early on in 1894 too. Looks like Jethro's bones were dug up by some varmint or other. Search it. You find a charred locket among the blackened bones. You got an item. Charred locket. They should call it a locket on account of how it was lucky to escape that fire. You should call it yeah. This flower apparently still has a lot of smoldering to do. It goes on your lapel. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use any of the nasty stuff. That one's good. It's all good, but I think I can handle some spiders now. Examine it. You should call it. Yeah. I'm not reading that another time. The lock on this locket reminds you why they called it a locket. Pick the lock. Leave the locket alone. You carefully pick the locket lock. Got an item. Picture of Mary Stearns. A faded daguerreotype of a little girl. The name Mary is written on the back. Examine it. It's a photograph of a serious-looking girl. On the back is written Mary Stearns, Thanksgiving 1894. Wait, but she died in February of 1894. Did she fake her death? As you approach the grave marker, the hair on the back of your neck stands up as a voice whispers in your ear. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give what to you? The air grows colder. The picture of me. I can see it. You have it. You shouldn't look at it. Nobody should look at it. I guess you must be Mary. Why don't you want anyone to look at it? The whispering gets quieter. Anger seeps in the edge of the voice. Because they'll know. Give it to me. No, what? What happened? What I did? Give me the picture. Give it to me now. I'm kind of curious if I'll get to the bottom of this if I fight her. Holy crap, she is strong. I made a mistake. Well, I'm no quitter. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Poor girl, you hope she finds some peace. You tear up her picture and scatter it on the wind. Rest in peace, Mary. Nothing left. Damn those devils. Kinda redundant. I don't see any bodies. Just those graves out front. Hope whoever dug them got away. Yeah. It's a lockbox. True to its name, it's locked. Wait. Oh. So she wanted them to think that she died earlier, but she's the one who dug the graves. The picture in the locket proved that she didn't die earlier. How did she die, I wonder? It's a lockbox. True to its name, it's locked. Ooh, the locket. A document. So I'm under the... I know that these stocks actually become more valuable the longer you hold on to them. There's still some beans in this pot. Grab them. Blackened beans. This is a plate of beans that got left in a fire for weeks. They're still edible, but you could also probably use them as stove fuel in a pinch. I really should increase my mysticality, seeing as that's my main stat. No, thank you. This toy box contained a single object, a creepy burnt porcelain doll. Talk to it. It's the work of a moment to fix the doll's voice box. Pull the string. You pull the string. This doll's eyes roll back into its head and its mouth begins to move. Hi, I'm Grace. What's your name? I'm Toa. Hi, Toa. You're nice. Do you want to play with me? Yes, let's play. Hooray! Mary used to play with me, but we didn't get to finish our tea party before she went away. Will you help me finish it? Surely. Hooray! The game is almost over. Mary did such a good job. The doll's eyes roll back forward. Go downstairs and get my cup. Do you know the magic word to make a mean cow let you into a secret room? No, what is it? The magic word is peanut butter. The doll goes silent. Got it, peanut butter. You shudder as you realize that talking dolls haven't been invented yet. Spooky. All the books on the shelf are burned, but you notice something strange about the back of the shelf. Investigate. Mary Stern's diary. Your deft fingers find a hidden catch, and the back panel of the shelf slides away to reveal a secret compartment. There's a book inside. Mary Stern's diary. A little girl's diary, browned a little around the edges, but otherwise untouched by the fire. The first page says, in a little girl's handwriting, this is a diary of Mary Stearns. This is the diary of Mary Stearns. The AI in diary are crossed out and IA written above them. The diary starts out as typical skit stuff. You flip ahead until you notice the writing getting shakier. Found a doll under a cactus out back as she told me her name is Grace. Papa and Mama don't believe me that she talks. They say I got a big imagination. Grace says the cows are gonna get at us, but Papa says we'll be okay because this were never a cow ranch. Grace says he's wrong, but Papa will believe me. Grace says she can keep the cows away, but I have to play a tea party with her. Keep reading. I don't like this kind of tea party, but Grace says it's important to keep the cows away. Mama was sad that they couldn't find Effie. Papa says she was gone so long and they should put a cross up Ma says that Ma won't let her because she thinks she'll come back. Papa says she's only 11. How far should she have gone? And Mama started crying again. I don't want to play Tea Party anymore, but Grace says I have to. Papa was out 2 days looking for Joey, but of course he didn't find him. Mama cries so much. I tried to tell her him and Effie are helping keep the cows away, but she don't understand. I told Grace I'm not playing Tea Party again, but she says I gotta if I don't want the cow. And if I don't, the cows will eat all three of us. She said either I get Mama and Papa to play, or else I gotta play by myself. So did she kill? She killed the mother and the father too. No, she refused to kill them because she didn't finish their game. And the cows ended up killing them. Or something. I don't know. What in the Sam hell? What's this cow skull painted up on the wall for? That's a little weird, yeah. Who would do a thing like that? Why? No safe cracking. Loose boards, food, jelly dust cargo. This is a can of garden variety garden snail, preserved and suspended in gelatinous ooze. Yum. Clove drops. Little balls of sugar infused with clove. Who would do this? There's a weird cow-shaped stain on the wall. Whispered peanut butter. Atop this sinister-looking altar sits a copper goblet filled with what appears to be blood. Yeah, no. Hold on, is there anything I can eat to increase my muscle? I could... You eat the grits. It reminds you of breakfast back home. Yes, it gives you a real home-any feeling. Grits stuck deep in the cracks between your teeth remind you of the grit stuck deep in your spirit. Destroy the goblet. You don't know what this is, but you know it's abominable. You grab the goblet and smash it against the altar. Everywhere the blood lands, cracks appear. The altar groans as it crumbles into ruin. And how? Oh, Grace. Grace's eyes glow red. She must know what you did. You'll live to regret this. Hee hee. Her mouth snaps shut and her eyelids close. Well, that's only a little bit ominous. Let's go to the Daveyard. You encounter an overturned wagon surrounded by ruined books and broken pairs of spectacles. Looks like a family of especially literate homesteaders met an untimely end here. Tragic. Look through the wreckage. Advanced Beancraft. You pore over the detritus and manage to find exactly one book that's both undestroyed and remotely interesting to you. Butterbean, bean wall. Okay, but Susie can make a wall, so let's make a golem. Unfortunately, one of your earlier experience gets a little rowdy and eats the book. Bad golem. Here lives Dave B. Died with his boots on, but not his pants. Dig up the grave. You dig up the grave just to check the veracity of the epitaph. Sure enough, boots but no pants. I still don't have pants. I need to get my hands on some pants. These remains look pretty restless. Put them down for good. Another spider. Okay, let's ta-da! I created life. Well, the spider has a lot of mysticality. Oh no! Scary. Good work, Bean. Handful of loose teeth. Dave C. Went down in a theater. So the joke here is that it's a Dave yard. So all of these guys are named Dave. Skeleton of a Dave. A husky spider. So these guys are all melee combatants, so armor is actually going to help here. I can't attack the spider without getting rid of this guy in front of him. Or I can't shoot him anyway. Susie is way stronger than me. See you in minus 36 years. I don't get it. Because we're in the 90s, right? 1895. You got an item. Vienna blood sausages. This is a can of stubby sausages made mostly out of blood, in a syrup that is also made mostly out of blood. When you work deep underground, it's hard to keep track of whether it's the appropriate time to drink whiskey or the appropriate time to drink coffee. Eventually, you just stop trying. He was looking to the sky to save him, but even the sky can't save a feller from like 40 angry bears. These bones are jumping around to beat the dickens out of them. Okay, so this guy has some mysticality, so I'm better off just punching him. What about this guy? Stab. But I've got some good mysticality too. So my defenses should be okay. You check the bones for dickens. Nope, you beat them all out. You don't have a bone to pick, but you do have a bone. Handful of loose teeth. Perhaps you could sell them to a dental student. It's a pile of bones that isn't moving around for a change. Dig it around. It's mostly just boring broken bones, but you do find a skull with a weird tag on it. Skull with an odd tag on it. The skull has a little paper tag tied to it, which has intercemetery loan on one side and some notes on the other side. Ooh. Notes? Examine it. The tag on the skull has a serial number, and it says that it was borrowed from the submission catacombs on February 19th, 1886. Geez, this thing is really late. The back on the tag has the catacombs address on it. You discover a new map location. Old mission. Skulls. Check them out. A big stone sarcophagus. Some kind of ritual circle drawn in the ground in red chalk. This pile of mostly burned rags that maybe used to be a person. Investigate. You dig through the rocks and find a few things that look like they're worth keeping. Gore splattered scroll. This scroll is almost too covered in blood and viscera to read. Lucky for you that you've gotten all that practice reading inside of a dog. What? I, what? This is a whole human in the final stages of the whole ashes to ashes thing. Well, part of one at least. A human gets harder to keep track of when it's in powder form. Some kind of receipt here. This is a receipt for the delivery of 150 black silk robes. Sounds pretty ominous. It's time you start already gathering clues about the whole perambulate and dead situation that's going around in these parts. You grab a notebook and paperclip the receipt to the first page. Necromancer Journal. This is a collection of the clues that you've acquired in search for the Necromancer's home base. Check that out. Gore splattered scroll. The scroll is almost too covered in blood and viscera. Yeah. You scrape the largest of the giblets off of the scroll and read it. It says to take a pile of human ashes, spread them out in the shape of a person inside a red chalk ritual circle, then sprinkle them with stardust and place a mostly perfect, or better, glass sphere where the heart should be. Anyway, that's the gist of it. The actual test is a lot more these and thous and such as like that. Plus there's a bunch of weird gibberish you're supposed to say out loud while you're doing it. Examine them. Well, part of one. It's the cremated remains of a person. Someday they'll refer to these as cremains, but you will not approve. I know that completing that ritual mostly just gets you the chance to fight a unique enemy, but it's worth a shot. You espy an empty whiskey bottle sitting on top of a fence post about 60 paces away. Try to shoot it. With a single crack shot, you shoot and crack the bottle. Nice shooting. Just like the old saying goes, when life gives you cannons, make cannonade. Quiet as a church on Tuesday. Guess we missed the party. Yeah, must be abandoned for some reason. I never did find out what she said in the graveyard. She's abandoned, all right. Well, I'll keep an eye out while you check the buildings and all. Might be something we can use. Black. Open a spice rack. It's a spice rack. Little green unlabeled jars. Hopefully this is the stuff the chef was looking for. Shaker of saltpeter. This was the subject of a classic comedy bit at the Last Supper. Oh, I get it. Pass the saltpeter. This was once a reception desk, but now the most appropriate thing for it to receive would be a free trip to the dump. Okay, Patricia Smith, born on the the second, no, burn. Okay, I can't tell whether it's written in American or European. She was very sickly, Patricia. In general, this is a door. More specifically, it's the door to a general's office. Even more specifically, it's the locked door to the general's office. Pick the lock. Oh, hello. The goblins seated at this desk is repeatedly firing their pistol at the pie safe. Get their attention. Say, what are you doing? Shooting pies. Always. Always shooting pies. Can you elaborate on that? Why shooting a pie? Yes, to destroying, obviously. Must to destroying a terrible pie. What is wrong with pie? Bah! A human will never understand. Ask again. No, really, why a pie is shooting? Shut up! So much angry. Keep trying. Look, I'm pretty sure a pie is being destroyed. Destroy a... Huh? Look, so many holes in pie safe. You winning. A pie is dead. You certain being? Wait here. I will checking. You peek through the bullet holes. Yep, that pie is shot to hell. Hooray! You are a success. A pie is so very destroyed being. I doing it? So much doing it. But now what? Huh? What's shooting now? I guess you could find another pie. What? There are more pies being? Yes. A world is full of pies. Oh no, this violencing will never ending. Sorry, being, not wishing to enabling this behavior. No, this is my cross bearing. I must going and continuing the fight. Okay. Thanking you. Okay, I wishing you good luck against the force of pie. I'll fox them. You should leaving a hat and a gun. Having a fresh start. Yes, correct being. I will fighting each pie as if it is first pie being. General Gobb's hat. This general's hat contains old memories of violence, and more recently memories of violence against pies specifically. This pistol is not of goblin manufacture, which you can tell because it doesn't look like complete garbage. Quite the opposite, in fact. It looks like not garbage. General Gobb strides out the door, jaw clenched, eyes resolute with pie hatred. Well, that was weird. I guess I'm the general now. Necromancer Journal. You collect your Necromancer Journal and examine the information you've collected so far. You find a receipt for delivery of robes. Looking at it more closely, you see that there's a surcharge for delivery past Boulder's Pass. That means the Necromancer is definitely west of the mountains. Good to know. Progress. Okay, so that's better than my deputy pistol. Fancy knife is still the best knife I have. Oh right, I need to hammer that thing out. And maybe increase my mysticality. Gumption. So right now my it doesn't say how much. Oh yeah, maximum AP 3. So I can create a bean golem and then either create a bean shield or a lava fava. Lava fava might be good to power up. And lead pie. You hear the sounds of several goblins snoring inside this tent, Goin's guns blazing. Which of these looks the toughest? This one. The goblin's fungal flesh disintegrates. Oh, that's terrifying. And it suffers 25 damage. A noxious goblin is defeated. 12 hot damage, 13 hot damage. Smack. Oh, I didn't even see that spider there. Oh no, it does a scary dance. Not the scary dancing spider. You've heroically defeated the sleeping goblins who were guarding their beds. Look, they have loot. I guess that just makes it a footer. Locked foot locker. I get this. That just makes it a footer. Hardtack. This cracker is definitely optimized for shelf life instead of taste. This kit only contains materials for treating physical trauma. For the mental kind, you're better off sticking to whiskey. Cool and smooth as a mountain stream, propelled by gunpowder through the flesh of your enemies. This item is used in combat. A surprisingly clean cut. Standard issue iron cut. The lock on this footlocker has rusted away to almost nothing. This is a special kind of government whiskey designed for soldiers in the field. It's fortified with all sorts of vitamins and things, and can be used in a pinch to sterilize, or at least make the victim feel better about a battle wound. This footlocker is still locked. In addition to lead, this bowl is made with a substance that is highly poisonous when it gets in your blood. Isn't that just lead? So it's a clean cut, a stained cut, a foul-smelling cut. I really need to get my hands on that safe-cracking guidebook. This shelf still has some unlooted medical supplies. Render them looted. Based on the papers and anatomical diagrams scattered across its surface, you guess this desk belonged to Fort Cowardice's nurse. Look at the papers. The papers are just more boring medical records. Dental daguerreotypes, limitations that antibiotics haven't been discovered yet, that kind of thing. Hey, wait, what's this? This looks like it might be important. Marching orders. This is a set of army marching orders. And before all the army's marching orders were march back east just as fast as your little yellow-bellied feet can go, you damn old cowards. The diagrams, there's just a bunch of disgusting diagrams of sliced open bodies. This is a set of marching orders directing a rifle division to Fort All Dead, far to the north of Dirtwater. Treacherous territory up there. A feller ought to be careful. The sign says toilet in Goblin, which makes it pretty likely that goblins use this tent as a toilet. No way are you going in there. Yikes, this mishap definitely got somebody fired. And what? Okay, but for which definition of fired? Are we firing people out of cannons? It's a usually sized cannonball. Take it. A demi-culverin cannonball. This is made to fit a demi-culverin, a cannon with a bore diameter of 10 centimeters. No demi less, no demi more. So I got a bone. Do I have a lock? I don't think I have a lock. How much meat do I have right now? Ooh, a meteor. Ooh, that's a lot of money. There was a mine around here somewhere. A can of oil. Advanced bean craft is always good. Yeah. Aside from the hammer, I think that's the best I can hope for. Uncanny Presence, a perk that provides resistance against elemental damage. Bean Wall, a spell that creates a wall of beans. You read the poem and briefly lose consciousness. A poem scribbled into the margins, whose words keep shifting and changing. When you come to, you look in the margins of the book and see that the poem has been replaced with a crude drawing of you. Horrified, you destroy the book, just in case. You've delved into so many occult mysteries that you're only like 80% real at this point. This book contains everything you need to know to turn the harsh, unforgiving dark desert into your own personal buffet. And the best part is that the buffet also has an open bar. You read the book and learn all sorts of tricks for squeezing extra stuff out of cactuses and whatnot. You know how to live off the land by extracting food and booze and potions from cactus parts of the land. Unfortunately, while practicing your techniques, you accidentally squeeze the book into book juice, which turns out isn't a real thing. Let's sell all my gross stuff. And that actually seems kind of good. But, robe, chemical bullet, probably not going to use that. There was suspect coffee. Nah. Could be useful. No. Built blood. You drink the blood building tonic. Your veins swell up almost immediately. Your blood is thicker than usual, and there is also more of it. shot full of pie holes. You eat bullets and spit shrapnel. Literally. You just did that exact thing I said. Do ricochet noise. Ooh. It's exposed meat vein, blah 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 blah. You look at the mining equipment. You have no idea what any of it does. Ask Susie to explain it to you. Hey Susie, do you know how any of this stuff works? No. Well, okay then. I wonder why that was in quotation marks. I think I'll stick around out here if the open air, or if it's all the same to you. Not interested in exploring a mine? It's just a cave with fancier rocks than usual. Well, gosh. Explain it to Susie. Hey, Susie. What? I just wanted to tell you about this mining stuff. Okay. So this first machine here, this is an automatic sulfur liquefier. Susie stares at you blankly. Move on to the next machine. And this thing over here, this thing is used to extract metamorphic dust and then separate it. Susie sighs. Keep going. And this third machine, this is a black slate dredger. It converts silver into bituminous pyrite. Isn't that interesting? You got a perk, Mine Splainer. You sure do think you know a lot about mining. You'll gain XP when you interact with mining stuff. Susie rolls her eyes. Are you finished? Yes. Ooh. Hot coffee. Oh right, there's the pickaxe is all the way in here. And this is one of those piles of loose boards that I could use a hammer if I had a hammer and nails. You see a snake coiled up in the little hole. Pull it out and punch it. Yeah! Picking a fight with an animal just minding its own business. Oh man, my gun just got so good now. The smoking snake in the smoking hole. I've got so much health. The den is full of snake eggs. Pull them out. Unfortunately, I don't have any AoE attacks yet. Oh yay, baby snakes. How dare you? It's a good thing I have that patent medic. You drink the medic and disgustingly purge your body of poison. It's just a baby. I might be in trouble. Okay, so who's doing more damage? The snake or the spider? Well, the spider poisoned me. Oh, and it's dead. I pushed a button not knowing what it did. And it worked out. So, cool. Look at what that armor does for me. These things were doing, what, 6 damage before? And now they're only doing 2. There's only one thing you need to know about martial arts, son. It's that guns beat martial arts every time. There's not enough skin on any of them to be worth collecting. Somebody left their pick here. You can pick your friends, and you can pick your nose, but you shouldn't use this to do either of those things. Off to one side of the trail, you see a covered wagon and a small family of settlers who look upset. You folks okay? We're on our way to Dirtwater, but our wagon went and broke down on us. That's rough. You're liable to get attacked by bandits out here, or snakes, or coyotes, or ghosts, or other things that basically live exclusively on stranded travelers. Isn't there something you can do to help us? I could give them a ride to Dirtwater. Ask Susie to fix the wagon. Susie, you know about wagons and stuff. Think you can fix this? Reckon? Susie crawls on the wagon and pokes around for a moment, then reappears and chucks a dead rat over her shoulder. Rat in your carburetor. She'll be fine now. I'm sorry, what? uh, wagons have carburetors? Okay. Might spooky. Nervous? Hell, after what I've seen, Human skeletons are walking the dang park. I can always find more coal snakes. I really want that hammer though. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. I know I listed that I was going to be doing a Minecraft stream, but I'll be honest, I just got fired from my job. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. Um, it is why I was able to start streaming an hour earlier here, and I want to do something fun. I want to play games that I want to play instead of like tying myself down to ooh, this might be popular. Anyways, since I'm no longer working on the late shift, I'll probably be able to stream at more normal times now. I'm planning on doing some streams next week, probably starting at, I don't know. It depends on whether I have a interview lined up for like a day shift job on Monday, and if I get that and if I can start like that week, then that'd be great. But we'll see what happens. I am still planning on playing the starting up a Skyrim playthrough tomorrow evening at like 10 o'clock. So check me out for that. Skyrim is a fun game which I want to play. So, anyways, uh, if you didn't catch all of the stream here, you can check me out at the you can check out the VOD probably tomorrow at on my YouTube channel, which is Toe of Z, and you can also check my Twitter at Toe Twilight, and be sure to give me a follow on Twitch. It really helps. Like again, I lost my job, and it would be really nice if I could start to be able to make some money off of streaming. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.